I'm starting and you arrive. What a timing. Hello, Wolves. And hello, Mooney. Hello, hello. Come here. Come here. No? You want to talk about a book? No? You're just wondering what I'm doing downstairs? But hello, Wolves. I hope you're good and ready to talk about. It almost fell. That book. I finished it yesterday night. Always on time for the live show, right? But how are you all doing? Hello. Oh. Hello. 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 Pizza in the oven. Nice. Hello. Hello. Ooh, you just filled the Google form? I mean, I did not check it, but it's ready here. Hello, hello. I just finished it around half an hour ago. Nice. Hello. Hello. I only got halfway through. I'm so sad. Oh no. But okay, let's maybe just start with our overall thoughts of the book, like just to keep it like just spoiler free at the very beginning. Yes, no worries. I will let you know when we go into spoilers. But first, let's just share what we think of the book in a few words. Not especially ratings, like just how you. Just so we can start with that. I'm just gonna go like on Goodreads, and on Goodreads, that book has been read, at least like on Goodreads and entered the reviews with they were 315,000 times, and it has a rating of 4.52, which is so damn high. Hello. Hi. I did not care about it. Okay, that's how you would summarize it. Fair, absolutely fair. 5 stars, so good. Yeah. Just finished it half an hour ago too. Yes. But on time for the live show. Both boring and amazing. That's a way to summarize it. Hi. Thank you. I love it. It's so interesting and the contact is so sweet. Yes. Still need to update my Goodreads. Don't worry, you still have time. I was intrigued through the whole story. Nice. I like it, but won't be a favorite. I think that's also how I feel about the book. So I did not enter like the ratings in Copel system, characters, blah blah blah. But I feel like it's gonna be like a 4 stars. Why? Because I am a nerd and I really enjoyed reading about all that sci-fi stuff going on. I loved reading about like the contact, about many things that happen here. I love the main character's personality, even though I feel like he was a bit much at times, and I like lost interest, and then I was again in the book. So I really did enjoy it, but there were moments I was just like, okay, he's getting on my nerves now. I feel like most people probably read The Martian first, and you did like this one too, so that's why the rating is high. Yes, but to be fair, The Martian for me was like a 5 stars from the very first sentence till the last one. Here, no, because like I don't know if you're planning on reading The Martian, Cleo, but I would recommend you to listen to the audiobook because it is really well done, and I love the humor that's in The Martian. I mean, it was very like humoristic in some way in this one too, but I feel like I prefer The Martian. So I would have expected people to just be like, I don't know, I don't know, but I'm happy that people did enjoy it. I liked it, not as much as The Martian, but still good. Yeah, I felt the same. There was something in The Martian that just felt like I was laughing all the time, and it was relatable without being relatable, but it seemed very authentic in a way, what the that person was going through and everything. Um, so yeah, yeah. I also love the contact and bond they got that saved the book. Yes, I'm hoping I remember more as we discuss it. I just remember I loved it, but I think I like The Martian better too. Yes. It was your first one. Well, if you ever pick up The Martian, I recommend the audiobook. It's amazing. Yes. Because The Martian is read by Will Whitman, who I love. Yes, absolutely. I have a friend who never curses, and this guy sells a book about being forgotten on Mars. No, but like it's not the story that was relatable, but the thought process he was going through that felt very human. And when he wanted to curse, when he wanted to be like, okay, today is not a good day, I'm not happy today, everything seems like it's the end of the world, he's gonna say that. Then when he's happy, he's gonna say he's happy. And I feel like the whole, up and down in your like mind, or in your like, I don't know, that part felt relatable. How you can be so happy and then so sad, so happy, you have hope, you have none, etc. That felt relatable, not to be on Mars. This was my first time reading Andy Weir, but I did love the Martian movie. I've only recently gotten into sci-fi, and it's fast become a favorite genre. I love that. I love that because a lot of people are just scared to get into sci-fi. And actually, there are some books that I absolutely get why someone will be scared to get into. But again, like this one, for everyone, still not spoilery or whatever. Did you feel like it was too sci-fi-ish, with too many sci-fi concepts and talk and everything, or not? Was it too nerdy to just recommend that book to anyone? I feel like how I feel about this sci-fi in particular is that there is a lot of nerdy talk. There is a lot of science talk, thought process regarding whatever. But I feel like in this one, you don't need to understand everything to just enjoy the book. Sometimes you need to understand what's going on, because then you understand why is everyone stressed, or why is it that solution like the last solution ever, or blah, blah, blah. But here I felt like it was a way for us to just get into the main character's thoughts, but we did not need to understand everything, because the way it was written made us understand if it was good or bad. I don't know what you think of that. I did want to read The Martian because the first bit you read last time was really good. Oh yeah, I remember the first sentences. Yes. Everything is fucked. I'm fucked. Oh, what I cannot remember how it's but yeah. I really want to read The Martian now. I think the humor will be even better in the movie. Oh, yes. And even the movie, I felt like it was so well done compared to the book. It was a good adaptation. Really is a rabbit hole of a genre. Yes. Haven't read The Martian yet either, but watched the movie when that came out, like this one for the humor and the science. Nice. Some bits are too nerdy, but if you can look past that and love the humor, you could still like it. Yes, that's how I feel. Like it was very nerdy, but not like in a way that you had to understand everything. The Martian is also amazing. Haven't heard good things about Artemis. Yes. Same. I haven't picked up that one because same. So I know nothing about atoms, but I still follow it. Yes, exactly. Oh, hello, fan of Project Hail Mary. Oh, did you give it like 5 stars, Daniela? I like sci-fi books like this. Space books are great. Yes, absolutely. I did enjoy the fact that we were like in I mean, in space, obviously, but also that we got like some bits, back and forward, like etc. Talking about like the Earth and then space, Earth, space, etc. Yeah, definitely wouldn't recommend it to everyone. Lots of science, but I like that it's all plausible to people who don't read a lot of hard sci-fi. Might glaze over for the hard sci-fi bits. You can just skip it as well if that's something you do. I didn't understand much of the science bits, but I still enjoyed it, especially how nerdy he was. See, that's what I mean. That's what a lot of sci-fi are actually. But that still scares, people to actually get into sci-fi. Hello! Yes, you did. I have to say I'm glad to read it in German because I feel like I would not have understand the science talk as good in English. But I think I got the most things because it was understandable. Yes, yes. But again, I don't feel like you needed to understand everything, to enjoy it. I recommend it to my mom, even though she usually doesn't read sci-fi, and my hometown library doesn't have it. Like how? I don't know. Yeah, Artemis is the only anywhere I physically own, but I'm worried as I don't know many who like it. Yeah, I don't know how come. I haven't heard anything good about it, and I don't know why. But maybe you will like it, you never know. Yes, true to this. Like how I skip over sex scenes in books and I can jump. Yes, yes, absolutely. You could tell that the main character loved what he was doing, so it wasn't that bad when he went full nerd mode sometimes. Yes, yes. I just feel like we're gonna go into spoilers now because I have like a few like questions that we can maybe start to talk about. But I hope you will enjoy the rest of the book. Let us know on Discord what you think of it. But I feel like now we should go a bit more into like spoilers. So I just wanna make you know that we're gonna talk about spoilers now because I have a few questions. Okay, I have to go then. Thank you. You're welcome. Bye. Okay, so regarding exactly that comment, where is it? You're not a science bit or whatever. No, it wasn't that one. Yes. I just felt like the how can I explain that? What I found weird at the very beginning of the book, and maybe it's just me, is that he was a teacher and then he was called for that mission or whatever. I mean, they were talking about it and then he would go there, blah, blah, blah. And I felt like, like, for me, it felt just a bit weird that he went from a teacher to that nerdy person in no time. Because I feel like you can be nerdy and everything, it's not the thing. Like, it doesn't mean that if you're a teacher or if you have like a certain job, you cannot be like very good in another job or whatever. But I just felt like it was a bit weird that he did like a 360. How do you say that? 360, 180, whatever. Because he knew everything, even though he was not in practicing any science for many years. You know what I mean? That's just a thing that like I did not. That was just a bit weird for me. Maybe it's just me, but you know how sometimes like you are really, let's say you studied biology, and then you do another job or whatever, and then you get an opportunity to work in biology again. It takes some time to adjust to the new discoveries and the new like rules and whatever were done. But I feel like there was none of that. Maybe it's just me. Yes, he was, but I felt like it you need to update yourself, if that makes any sense. Be up to date with everything. I don't know. That may be just me. I read Artemis, did enjoy it. Oh, really? I love The Martian. I actually prefer The Martian. That's interesting. Oh, wouldn't recommend. I gave both The Martian and this book 5 stars. No queen on reading Artemis. Yeah, that's the. A lot of people are saying that. Yes, Grace was his name. I didn't know. It could be for both. I love that name. And also, he's a teacher, so it makes sense he wants to explain stuff in a way that's not too hard to understand. Yes, 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 yes. And I love, like, as much as I had trouble seeing the switch from teacher to scientist full time, I really enjoyed seeing how much of a teacher he was with Rocky. You know, the way, like, he was like finding solutions to learn and to make himself understood or whatever. It really felt like a teacher trying to find a way that works for the kid. And here for Rocky, you know how, like, I really did enjoy that part. That was the only Andy Weir work that I read that I didn't really care for. Artemis, yeah, that's apparently the common consensus. In the beginning, it was a bit hard to understand the science stuff, but as I read on, I became invested in the plot, and then it didn't matter that I didn't understand all the scientific terms. Yes, exactly, because you get to care about everything else. And I guess Rocky relationship with him. Did you all care about the relationship with Rocky? Or did you find something weird? I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed everything. I enjoyed seeing them like becoming friends in a way, but I really enjoyed Rocky. I loved Rocky. I love the relationship building and the interactions between the two main characters. I felt like I didn't need to understand all the science. I was just along. Yes, I love that. I love that many of you agree on that, because this is exactly how I would like define that book. You don't need to understand everything. Just be there for the ride. Said to be badly written. Oh, that's why. Hey, you might enjoy it, even if it's not 100% whatever. You might enjoy that. Yeah, put it down to this, to his scientist background and him being really stimulated by the research. Yes, he also had all the resources available and probably stayed caught up with the scientific. Yeah, maybe it was just me. I just found it weird. He was a scientist, but more of a failed one. I thought he has written some papers that were not seen great by the scientific community, and so he started teaching science. Yes, because actually he wrote a paper about the fact that they didn't need. What was it? Was it like water, carbon dioxide, or whatever? That he was like, yeah, not all civilization need that to actually exist or whatever. And he tried to prove that. And then by doing some extra research, at one point he was like, oh my gosh, I was actually wrong. But that's what science is. Science is coming up with theories and trying to prove those theories. And then if you prove they're actually wrong, that's also science. That's also very good science. But yeah, depends on how much time I passed in between. But yeah, I would expect that some of his science would have gotten rusty with the time away from it. Yes, especially all the machines that they are using. You know, I was just like, I don't know. That's why I felt like I loved him. Like I think you have to be a particular person to actually survive that kind of environment. You know, being alone in space or whatever. A lot of people will just lose their mind. So I feel like his personality was working well for that mission and everything that happened. At the same time, he felt a bit like too sure of himself, and that's why I was like, oh, maybe he actually struggled with everything, like science updates and the machines or whatever, but he did not tell us, you know what I mean, because he was a bit like, he wanted to show that he was a bit better, I mean, like self-confident or whatever, because compared to the Martians, when everything is fucked, whatever. I did not feel that when things seemed like it was over. It didn't feel like it was the end of the day. You know, it was just, oh, that's bad news. That's it. Yeah, water. Yes. Yes. Wait, where was I? Here, up there. Maybe he kept in touch with everything. Maybe. Yeah, that too, but the machines. That's just my brain being picky, honestly. Try studying physics for 2 semesters. Scientists get really into it when they're into it, if that makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I did study, or at least I tried. It was like for a year, biochemistry. The schedule was just horrible. I had school from Monday 8 a.m. every day. So Monday to Friday 8 a.m. to 6-7 p.m. nonstop, with just like half an hour break. And then on Saturday morning from 8 to 1 p.m. But like nonstop classes, nonstop. It was just insane. But I did biochemistry, and I had physics, obviously, and I had like everything, geology and everything like science-ish, and it was like amazing. Amazing. I don't like proper physics. I love astrophysics, if that makes any sense. Yeah. He also seemed to imply that all science teachers need to keep up to date with all current research, but honestly, they don't have the time. Yeah, but that seems about right. He was a scientist for years prior to teaching. He wrote many articles about things leading up to the made-up term of astrophage. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Oof. No one liked it? That's bad. Because he had that one theory and the science community kind of shouldn't him right, but doesn't mean he stopped loving science. Yes. But I can totally get that your ego is just like not happy about it. Loved Rocky, favorite character for sure. Yes, loved Rocky. Rocky is the best part of the book. I love how sassy Rocky was. Yes! You know, when Rocky learned the language, first, I really loved the fact that Rocky was always like, do you need help? Question, blah, 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 question, because then it was, we knew it was like a question, whatever. But I loved how Rocky was like sometimes, you stupid. Or at one point when he was like, what did he say? Wait. Did you sleep? Question, you being silly. You talking whatever. I love how he was calling out Grace for just being like doing a mess because he apparently didn't sleep enough. Didn't care enough to stick around. Oh, for him to meet Rocky. Fair. Question, yes, Rocky is the best character. I agree. Yes, I really like the bond and how this discovered everything. Yes. And also I was very much intrigued. Like I wish I could like there would be like a movie of it. Because you know the fact that Rocky was like, I need to watch you sleep. You cannot watch me eating and things like that. I love those details, let's say, because I never, you know how usually like aliens are like in books or whatever, they have a lot of common with humans, but here it was, I feel like it didn't have that much in common, I feel, and I love that. I really love that. Bland, but I didn't mind that much because Rocky and the dynamic made up for it. Exactly. I agree. We're so good on the other. Oh, really? How was the other book? Was it like singing and then you had the sentence, or no? But I love the singing thing. So we know that we could recommend that book if anyone is looking for something with song. I mean, it's not song, but it's still like some kind of singing when talking. Love the friendship between them and how they learn from each other. The language thing was interesting to me. Yes. I loved that Rocky had a complete different way of communicating. It wasn't words, and it wasn't like how do you call that? Like mind to mind. It wasn't that. It was like not music, but like sounds that seemed like chimes or music or whatever. And that's something I really, really, really did love. I loved it. I loved it. Alone in space with the entire collected knowledge of humanity sounds life. I'm sure, like, it sounds good. Yeah, delightful and everything. But if at least I can talk to the ship, then I'm good. The theory is once you're a scientist, you're always a scientist and are always searching for answers to prior failed attempted solutions. Yes, absolutely. I agree. I agree. You're all right. He also learned stuff because he was with every meeting and also did lots of testing with a spacesuit and getting samples. So he did need to learn the astronaut stuff during that time. True. True, true. Did it take years to build a spaceship as well? So he would have become quite the expert in that time, I imagine, day in, day out, being in that. Yes. So that's what I came up with at the end. That he had time to actually get himself up to date with everything or whatever. I just feel like the way it was written, I didn't feel all that time going, if that makes any sense. But I did enjoy the fact that we had like a chapter or like a few pages of conversation that happened on Earth and then back to space and back and forward or whatever. I did enjoy that. And honestly, I know I've like who said that? I cannot remember, but I watched like a few reviews and before like picking up the book, and I know a few people said that the fact that Grace lost his memory at the beginning was bothering them. And to be fair, it did not bother me. It did not bother me because it felt like it was just something that would come back to him, and it was just because of the long coma. So for me, it kind of made sense because he still knew many things. He did not forget everything completely. Lazy human, go get it. I loved Rocky. Rocky was the best. Yes, that was so funny. He called him out being stupid and his sleep. Yeah, I love that C word culture thing. I just yeah. You almost destroyed the mission one time, and now I have a bad time and force my just love it. I couldn't watch the movie because he's spider-like, but story-wise, yes. Wait, there is a movie? Oh no, if there is a movie, you wouldn't. Okay. Unless there is a movie and I'm not aware. I love how the language expressed in the book went from very scientific to musical. I deeply connected to the transition and the mathematical poetry of how science is music in many ways. There is a lot of experiments that are going through music, or even like messages that we send in space is music, because sounds can always be analyzed and they can hide codes and everything. They can hide like DNA codes and everything, whatever the message you want to share. And sometimes, very often, it's easier to decrypt than actual language. But yeah. Yes, I love when the aliens are aliens, if that makes sense. Yeah, when they're completely like aliens, like alien to us, like completely like different to us. Love the audiobook too. The audiobook was really good. There was more of a computer tune and not singing. Oh, okay. Okay. Love that. I wish I would have listened to it. Yes, I live I love that he didn't make Rocky be human. Yeah, that is what I hated in Star Trek as a kid. All aliens had the same body parts and everything, so unrealistic. Yes, it's the thing that bothered me a lot when I was a kid, also like when watching movies. But at the same time, I was like, they don't have the technology to actually make something completely different and to have like a relationship with them. Because if you watch very old horror movie, you will just see like a gigantic plushie or plastic thingy and everything, and they would not be able to actually talk to them to an extent. So I really appreciate that it was like completely different. Right. West Side Waves became musical notes. I love that. Wait until you get to my review. I get quite snarky about the memory loss. I bet you are. We're gonna get into that now. I usually like flashbacks, but then once you find out there is a reason for his memory loss, it makes even more sense. Yeah. I was shocked when he remembered he was drugged and they put him against his will on the ship. I did love that he had lost his memory. That made it funny in the beginning. It's just that, like I feel like, of course, it is so problematic. I did not see it coming either. Was like, he's a nerd. He's gonna be like happy that he's gonna train and go there and whatever. So I was not expecting it, but I'm just like, when they lost the people because of the explosions and everything, and when I don't know what I would do, and I don't know how people would react and everything, but when there is no hope anymore and there is only one solution, humans are able to do things in order to survive that are not like the nicest things, let's say. And here, he was the only one, I guess, they could actually stand in a way. So they did it. It's still very wrong, but we're talking about the government. I mean, so yeah, the movie is supposed. Ryan Gosling? Wait, is it the one? Really? I don't see him as Grace. Am I the only one? Do you see him as Grace? Oh, does that mean no? Hmm. I don't approve, but we shall see. Hopefully, I'm not associated for that statement. No, what would you be? What would you be? I loved it in the beginning when he would ask for things and the computer just said no and asked the same question again. Made me yeah, like I love that. I love that. Like, what's your name? What's your name? What is your name? Or whatever. But at the same time, imagine if you cannot remember. Imagine if you cannot remember. What do you do? What do you do? You're gonna eat that slushy, disgusting food all your life till you maybe remember. I would. It was funny though. It was funny though. But also, I think, secretly expecting the ship to be a bigger personality. Let's say, but was not. I have to go, so I'll leave my thoughts here and watch back. I found the ending very emotional and great. Didn't really expect it. Yes, yes. But also now I'm torn between keeping the book and holding it. Clearly I loved it, but I probably won't reread it either ever, or probably not for quite a few years. Fair. Let us know if you decide to unhold it. But yeah, the ending was very emotional. I agree with that. But thank you for coming a little bit. and sharing your thoughts, Daniela. Wait, where was I? Yeah, definitely not the first actor I think of for a single age science. No. No. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. I did not see that coming. I don't know. I would love a computer arm that gives me coffee when I ask. Oh, imagine that. Don't see him as Grace either. He's too cool. Yeah, he has that like attitude. You know what I mean? I don't know. We shall see. Not seeing him as Grace either does not look. No one agrees with the casting. Ryan Gosling has already played an astronaut, so I guess he's already got basic training. Yeah, maybe that's why. There are not that many actors. Like their resumes must be fun. Like if you check like an actor's resume, whatever, I already played an astronaut. I learned how to do that in zero G. I learned, it must be fun. I love the ending. When he had a choice, I was really hoping he'd pick what he did. And you see him however much later, and it just feels perfect. Do you all agree with that? Because I felt the same. I wanted him to actually go for Rocky, and but also they felt very like. I also love the fact that these aliens were actually nice, if that makes any sense, and that they just didn't try to leave him behind after, or they did everything. Oh, talking about that, okay, so at the end, he had a choice to go back to Earth with the solution to save everything, everyone, blah, blah, blah. But he also noticed that Rocky was having a problem with his ship because, you had like the astrophage, but also the other thing that was, no, you don't know that. There was something that was actually eating the astrophage. So without the astrophage, they didn't have enough fuel to actually go back to where they came from or whatever. And he noticed that Rocky had an issue with his ship, so he went back to Rocky to help him, but he sent something to Earth to actually like for them to find a solution and to work on it, etc., etc. But then he got back to Rocky, and he had to make a choice to go to Rocky's planet or back to Earth. So he went to Rocky's planet, and he was actually accepted, and they made him a special home or whatever and everything. But there is something, when I read that sentence, when he said that I'm eating meat, I don't know if you all react that way or not, or was it just me? I hope you all know what I mean. And then we're gonna tell Cleo. But yeah, he did. That's why we shall see. I really don't see him, but we shall see. Ryan? So it's cannibal, yes and no, because he was actually eating his own meal that was made by them. uh where was I? So when I read that part, I was like, oof. Yeah, but just the feeling of you, I mean, knowing that you are eating your meat, you know what I mean? But it made sense because they had a completely different diet to him. So they nothing on their planet was eatable for him. Wait, that's not. You can be too into. It was. I mean, I guess it's not so bad because he's eating himself technically, and yeah, I know, but still, like it. I was not expecting it when I read it. I was like, wait, what? Oh, where was I in the comments? Sorry. Uh, uh, where was I? Yeah, I love the ending too. See more someone like Leonard from Big Ben. Oh yes, 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 yes. Really solidified how much Grace cared for Rocky and was completely unselfish, and it was wonderful. Yes, especially because he didn't want to leave his students, and he's smart like a challenge. So teaching in another language sort of makes sense for him. Yeah, I love that. Yes, yes. Mm, wait, I'm now lost in all the. Yes, that too. I noticed that detail and I was like, ooh, wait, are we getting something different? I love that. I love that. I personally love how Rylan discovered he was a teacher by realizing he doesn't really cuss, and his process of thinking through why he's using really weird terms to not curse was hilarious. You know, I really, yeah, yeah. I didn't think about that, but yeah. Oh, no, but they were already mummified, completely dried. I only watched a few episodes of Breaking Bad, but the scientist turned teacher thing reminded me of that show, so that's kind of who I pictured as Grace. Yeah, when he mentioned the burger, thought, yeah, Lena and we were perfect. I just like when he said burger, I was just like in mind. I had like a shaped burger meal, but not especially what we know here. You know? Yes. Also nice that they had a way to check on Earth and see that it was okay because there's always yeah. And when they checked, like it took them 1 year to actually fix the issue. Um, but yeah, I love that. But also at the same time, do I always want people to actually save the planet? I don't know. But that's my beyond me, beyond burger. Yeah. Yep. I was discuss. Yeah, it's when I read it, I was like, he was from the US, right? He would totally put a McDonald's on. Yeah. But yeah, I really did like enjoy the whole like emotions and everything at the end. I just not sure that I wanted the planet to actually be safe. To be fair, I wanted like a bit of maybe him staying there. But I get it. Like when you're the only one of your like species or whatever, you want to get back to others. Save them and almost died because of it. Yes. Yes. And how like when he wanted to save Rocky and he did something to take off like all the black thing or whatever, and Rocky was like, yeah, I need it. You almost killed me because I needed that. But you just like, it's proved that sometimes when you don't know, you thinking that you are actually doing something good, but it's actually the opposite because you just don't know. But we've already been talking about 45 minutes. I'm gonna check like the Google form now so we can move on with like the ratings because I need to rate it. And there is a fly here now. When it's not a mosquito, it's a fly. Okay. Is it big enough? I thought I saw a comment, but did... Oh, stat? What did you think? So, oh yeah, it was your question. See, I just... Wait, where was it? You asked the question. Sorry, I missed it. So sorry I missed it, Pax. Yes. What did you think about Strat? I don't hate Strat. I'm sorry. I don't, I did not hate. Like, I understand. You like... Oh, not at the end? The one who literally had a world on call. I feel like it's... even if you make decisions that like are ruining people's life or that seem so unfair or whatever, when you have the entire species on your shoulders, you bound to make people unhappy and think that it is unfair. Oh, don't worry, you're here. Yeah, but like, again, as I said, it's completely wrong. But did she had a choice? Like, what was the other solution? And I feel like she was ready to actually not end up alive, to die to help everyone. I feel like I didn't know. Oh, so it's not like... don't worry at all. It's not mandatory. It's just like if anyone wants to fill it in, so we can talk about it, or if someone is not able to make the show, the live show, so they can still like leave their reviews or whatever. But it's not mandatory. If you're here to talk about it, it's absolutely fine. So don't worry about that. Yeah, sorry, I did not see it. Sorry. I mean, I did see it and then skipped it. So sorry. There's... don't worry about it. But I still see why she needed to do it. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, love Strat, to be honest. If we ever have an extinction level event, I hope we have a Strat on call to tell people to get their crap together. Yes, because I feel like, crisis management is not easy. Like, it's not easy at all. Managing people, it's already not easy. But imagine when you have that kind of like pressure, pressure pressure, and everyone's life on edge. I mean, it's sense. That too. That's a detail, but that too. Yeah, she was willing to die to save as many lives as possible. Yeah, absolutely. But also she felt like very like straight, and and I love that she had the shoulders, for it. German to save Earth. She was German? I thought she was Dutch for one sec. I don't know. But yeah. Oh, I really like that part. She was in court for the license claim. It was just like bullshit, being like, okay, yeah, well, it doesn't really matter what you want and what you think. I love that part. I laughed so loud at that part. I was like, oh my God, I want them in my life. I want someone like that. But that's so true. At the end of the day, it was so true. It was like, okay, seriously, I like, we are at the end of the world or whatever. We are like fighting for our survival, and you bullshitting me with that kind of thing. Yeah, sure, do whatever. I'm gonna do whatever. Yeah, like that attitude. But you cannot be mad at them because they just have the right arguments, opinions, points, and everything. Yes, she was Dutch. Yeah, I think she was Dutch. And the form can be for ghost wolves who don't want to be in the chat. Yes, exactly. Dutch. Yes. No, please don't ever put it. No, I just feel like it was the right person for the job. accent was more Russian like that was a bit weird because she was not Russian. Ooh, maybe that's just a person who was narrating it. Was it full cast? And also managing multiple countries to work together. She was a tough. I mean, you like. I cannot talk for the world, but we can already see, like in Belgium, within like the French. I mean, Wallonia, Brussels, and the Dutch side. I don't talk about the German side because they seem to do like perfectly fine in their little bubble, and we never hear anything bad regarding them. But we are within one country. We cannot manage 3 communities. I should say 4, but you know what I mean. So I can only imagine how hard it is of like all the countries. I mean, you have the EU or whatever, but you need the shoulders for that. I liked her from when she called Grace out for resorting to booking. Yeah, she was like, "You waited that long to do that or whatever." Yeah, I know. Yeah, the chord scene was, yeah, it was amazing. I feel like all audio narrators have the same stereotypical Russian sounding accent, and I hate it. I mean, I cannot make accent on the go, so yeah, I don't know. I have someone in my life like Strat, but not exactly like Strat. She's like, I came as a courtesy. Oh, I love that. I wish I had a Strat in my life. I don't have one. Okay, fair. The German speaking bubble, the only real pictures. No, but you know what I mean? Like, there is nothing, like, they never fight or anything. You never hear about them because they just, they're doing good. You know what I mean? Like, they I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I feel like there is, just like with this nonsense on, we're in small country and kids don't start school at the same time now. It's the first time this year. Like the Dutch side, like Dutch schools are not starting at the same time as French speaking schools. It doesn't make any sense. And it's new within the same country. I'm not talking about huge countries like in Germany or in France when they have like holidays at different time, etc., etc. So they do start schools at different time. I'm talking about tiny country, a tiny country. Yeah. See, it's just like whatever. Okay, let's go here. So I'm gonna do the copal as well here because I didn't do it. So, was it your first time reading this book? We have 9. Yes. In what format have you read the book? So we have physical book, audiobook, and a mix. Yes, I read it like physically 100%, and I enjoyed it. If you listen to the audiobook, how would you rate the narrator? Oh, there is 1.4 and 2.5. Fair. Nice. Allons-y. Okay, thoughts on the narrator. Really good and fun to listen to him. The narrator's voice seemed to fit perfectly with Ryan's Gray's personality. It was a joy to read. Yes. Read physical and lessons. I love mix, like immersive reading. I did not do it this time, and I regretted it, to be completely transparent. Someone did not finish the book and finish the book. Cleo, is that you? Okay. So, for characters, what should I give it? So we got 3.9, 4.8, 1.10, and 1.5. Don't worry, I won't say anything. It's my favorite when reading a book. You feel completely immersed. Yes, I agree. I love that too. I hated that when Strad was selecting the astronauts for the mission, the criteria was initially heterosexual men to prevent any inappropriate behavior during the mission. Like, really? Yeah. Yeah, but I know. There, not everything was like 100% okay, but she just wanted to make sure that what they would not be kids, right? That's what. No, I wasn't. Did she say why? What type of inappropriate behavior? Cannot remember if she said something specific. If it was like inappropriate, like not okay, or if it was like to avoid um kids or something. I cannot remember. Eight. Lol. We all know. I mean, wasn't there a woman board as well? Could have still been inappropriate in that case. Yeah, so the Russian. I feel like it was to avoid any feelings, so you would stop think with your heart and just focus on the mission. I cannot remember. No distraction. Yeah, that's what I think. So there would be no relationship drama. Yeah. Yeah. There's always a little bit of nonsense, but at the same time, it makes sense that there is no like, so they avoid, drama and everything. I mean, it makes sense. I don't know, but yeah. So I think I'm gonna go with 9 for characters. Okay, 9. At that point, there was no much choice because of their DNA for the comma match. Yes, that too. That too. That too. I love that there was like an actual like scientific reason for the comma thingy. So atmosphere, we got 8. We got to 10. 1 5. I feel like for me it would be. Oh my gosh, is that book gonna be a 9? Like 5 stars? Because I want to give atmosphere a 9 as well. Am I gonna give 9 to everything and 8 as well? Did they ever explain why the other 2 died? I only remember it being like, whoa, bad luck, moving on. I think that they just did not survive the coma thing. Even if their DNA was like, okay, whatever, they did not survive it. I don't think there was like another reason for it. I think they just did not survive it. And he said that he just got luck, I think. I think I'm gonna give it 9. The writing style. Okay. So 3 8, 2 9, 1 10, 1 4, 1 6, 1 7. Yeah, they didn't survive the coma. That's what I think. Yeah, it was just like bad luck. I think I randomly gave it 4.25 stars. I don't know how I got there. um, yeah, it was amazing. I would agree. Almost like a 10. They could have gotten another sickness the robot didn't detect, but he didn't know for sure. Yeah, I just think like it was maybe like just not surviving the coma, and it might have been for many different reasons, if that makes sense. 7. It was 5. It was 5-star read for me for sure. Okay, the plot. I think for me it's a 9. My gosh, this book is gonna be a 5 stars. I thought it would be a 4 stars, but going through the system, it's a 5-star. 2 9, 2 10. Wow, I'm amazed by all the 10s actually. 1 3, 3 7, 1 8. I feel like there was an explanation implied somewhere in the first 142 pages. was fantastic. Yep. I don't remember. I think it was just not surviving the coma. And that's what was implied, that even if you had the DNA gene or whatever, it's still like could be just a lack of luck. Intrigued, 2-9, 2-10, 1-3, 1-6, 2-7, 1-8. For me, it's gonna be, oh my god, this book is gonna be 5 stars for me. Plot twist. Some flashback could have left out of it a shorter, in my opinion. Yep. I get that. 6. I get that. Logic. Okay, that maybe is going to be like an 8 for me. But it's still going to be like a 5 stars, I believe. Because as I said, like a few times, I just felt like it was... There were things that were not like... I don't know, like the teaching things at the beginning or whatever. But also, I feel like I did not have a proper like a sense of the time. And that's why some things didn't make sense to me. Because, as you said, it took years to build everything for the mission. But for me, it felt like way shorter. And I feel like that's why it was not that logic for me. But I think it said something like if they had any sort of other illness, the robots wouldn't be able to deal. As you said, indeed, yes. Yep. So they got like another disease. I wonder what it could be. And if they had it before departing, because they probably had it before. That's high, but at one point very low. Yeah, so up and down makes sense. Enjoyment, like a very high 9. Oh my god, that book is a 5 star. I really thought it would be like a high 4 star. That's why I use Copilot system. For me, it's a 5. So we have overall rating here. We have 4-4, 3-1. No, 1-3, 4-4, 1-2, and 3-5. Wow. But no one. That's amazing. They don't explicitly say why the other 2 didn't survive, but one died shortly after the launch and the other died along the way, female astronaut. Yeah. But I don't think we got exactly the reason, but it was just like implied that something happened. They give it 1 star in Goodreads. You give it 2 stars here. But yeah, 5 out of 5. I'm giving it 5 stars as well. Okay, let's read. Oh, there are 2 reviews here. All the tea. Okay, let's go through that. So the first one is, oh damn. Okay. I think I don't remember much about this book anymore, but no worries. I know a handy solution to memory loss. All I have to do is think real hard on a thing I've forgotten, and then I magically remember. I mean, are you really trying to be anonymous at this point? Oh, did anyone else was bothered by the memory loss thingy? Was that for me? Yes, I feel like a majority of us enjoyed it. So feel free to share your star rating here, everyone. Okay, so yes, I'm that one person that DNF'd this book right before it started getting good, right? In all seriousness, I was hoping to like this, but it quickly lost interest for me. I would have minded this book being science heavy. I wouldn't have minded this book being science heavy, but to me, it felt more like the plot was invented as an excuse to talk science. rather than having the science be used in order to guide the plot. At the point of the book where I gave up 142 pages, we know who it is, almost nothing had really happened, and so many things got a lengthy scientific explanation without that particular explanation mattering for the overall scope of the book. You know what? This kind of makes sense. I get why you think that. I honestly get what you think that. Yeah, because it felt very like just to push all the knowledge the author gathered. Makes sense. Yes. Last thing. I thought the memory loss was helpful in the first few chapters to ultimately discover who Grace is with him in real time. Yes, 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 absolutely. And to see how they're handling also the situation, which tells a lot about the character. I wish I could myself to remember stuff. It doesn't work like that. As indicated with my first paragraph here, I found the memory loss trope to be handled really poorly. It seemed like just a convenient plot device that was used purely to be able to withhold information from the reader until the author was ready to drop that particular info. It would have been far more interesting to see any sort of actual struggle on the side of our protagonist to remember crucial information. I mean, he kind of had a fight with the bots at the beginning, or the ship, or whatever, being like, "What's your name?" And he would just like go, I don't know, without remembering his name. So he tried. He did struggle at one point, but I know what you mean. I know what you mean. He could have struggled maybe a bit more with the science of what to do, or just like if I didn't have any ounce of memory and I would wake up in space in a ship and I don't know the heck what I'm doing there, I would freak out. Or maybe not, actually. I think I would freak out, then try to talk to the ship. But I would freak out. I was close to the NF2 at that point, but I liked the beginning part until he remembered his name. Yeah, fair. Of course. The sprinklings of humor kept me a bit longer, but ultimately there wasn't enough of this to keep me engaged, and it also wasn't like the humor was hilarious neither. I feel like the humor is not a humor you actually laugh at, but just the humor that tells you a lot about that main character and how they coping. That was also a coping mechanism with everything. Like when they were on Earth. Oh, am I missing? Oh no, it's here. When they're missing, like when they fail at science, and then everyone is thinking that they're crazy or whatever, and they use like humor or that kind of detachment to just as a coping mechanism to just protect themselves. And I feel like it was the case here too, that sometimes he was making lame jokes or just like finding humor when there was none, but it was also a coping mechanism. Hmm. Yeah, a pretzel to ocean. How salty are you? What? The only criticism I have is the overtones of his calmness to discovering he's in space and not knowing who he is. I would have freaked out. Like I would have lost it. I think like I think I would go everywhere on that ship, try to find any information, whether it's on the computer, whether it's in a book, whatever, just to understand what am I doing here and why am I here, and like how come I don't remember things. Like I would just try to find anything that has ever been written regarding the reason for being there, to be fair. And here's hoping this doesn't badly for no, the Martian. You're gonna love the Martian. I hope so. It's really good. It's really good. Yeah, that was hilarious. I need to remember that. Yeah, I agree. Rocky made a huge difference. I mean, to be fair, I didn't care enough, but pretzels are yummy. Yes, they are. I would have gotten it. I would have, like, I don't know. I think I would have lost it. But here is the second one. At some point, the flashbacks, memories got really boring, and also some could have left out of it. They didn't really add much. And when it went really technical, my attention could almost drift. Yes. The audiobook really helped with those bits, and the humor also saved it because I loved his humor. From the point we met Rocky, it got really better, and I loved the bond they got together. Yes. Don't give. Wait, where is it coming from? Do I know? Am I supposed to know? But it's amazing. But yes, so that's it for that part. So the book ended up being 5 stars for me. I cannot believe it. I mean, I enjoyed it. I think The Martian is one of those books, though, where you know immediately whether you'll click with it. Yes, but again, if anyone wants to try it, I would suggest the audiobook. I don't know, it was a meme or something that just had a text. I just love it. Wait, I need to write it down to make sure I don't forget it. From Bretzel. Was it from Bretzel to Ocean? How salty are you? I love it. But yeah, I I don't know if you wanted to talk about anything else. Um but I feel like we covered pretty much everything. We talked about like the brilliant writing style. I mean, in my opinion, it was brilliant. Was like all the um dialogues and explanations and back and forward with the chapters and the sections within the chapters. I loved Rocky very, very much. The whole learning process, learning the language, learning to understand the other one and to help them and find solutions, whatever. The very beginning, I loved it. I loved the memory loss thing. I mean, it made sense, but I would have freaked out not remembering anything. um so yeah, I feel like we covered pretty much everything. The live list, it's not a list anymore. There are like I don't know how many papers. But yeah, I don't know if any of you has anything to add, but I don't think I have. I don't think so. The next book is Kings of the Wild. I will create the Discord group thingy as soon as I can. Maybe today, maybe on Monday. But the live show for Kings of the Wild should be on October 1st. It's a Saturday because it's always like normally the first Saturday of the month. And it's Kings of the Wild. I'm excited about that one because a lot of people read it and enjoyed it. It's a book. It's almost a book. Imagine that. The live novella. It's whatever you want to call it. Oh, I prepared my snark for Kings of the Wild. Wait, you did DNF it, right? Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Uh but yeah, it's gonna be on the 1st. I'm sorry. I hope it's okay. I appreciate it. So potentially I will join you. One never knows. I did indeed DNF it. But yeah, so I hope everyone is interested in that book. I think I made it about 100 pages. It's still like a decent amount of pages because that book is like Kings of the is by Nicholas Eames, and it is an adult high epic fantasy with adventures, and it has 502 pages for the paperback. So you still read like a decent amount of it. Apparently, it's the story like Clay Cooper and his band were once the best of the best, the meanest, dirtiest, most feared crew of mercenaries this side of the hurt wild. And apparently, something's gonna happen because they just split or whatever, and they have to work together in order to rescue someone. So it's time to get the band back together for one last tour across the wild. So that's what we're going to be reading. I don't mind. It is most of the time around his bedtime, almost bedtime. Okay. That's good. I really try. It's okay. For it in Bookaplaton at some point. I'm sure you can find something with the cover or the title or anything. Yeah. Fair. But yeah, I think we can wrap this up and have a little break, Winter Wolves, before our watch along. But thank you, everyone, all the wolves here, for joining us tonight to talk about Project Hail Mary. I ended up giving it 5 stars. And thank you, Pax, for sending me the book, because you actually sent me the book. So... yeah. But yeah, okay. Time to wrap this up. Wolves, thank you so much for the discussion. I will talk to you super soon. Pax, you don't need to do that. Again? But thank you, Pax. Honestly, thank you. I really do appreciate it. And you're very welcome. Thank you for being here. Honestly. And you didn't have to do that. Oh. Thank you. It was fun. Yes, it was. Yes, I'm so glad you picked this book. I'm so glad we did. Actually, you kind of did. Because like the way the Howling Pack works is that everyone gives like suggestions for the book, and then the snowstorms so pick the books that are winning. So you are all responsible for that. Love it. Really soon. Thanks for listening to my salty comments. My pleasure. And see you soon, Winterpack. Yes, and informing me about the ending. Don't worry. But yeah, well, thank you so much. I had so much fun. And yeah, take care and talk to you super soon.